Once upon a time, in the vast and untamed lands of the American West, there occurred a fateful clash that would forever echo in the annals of history, the Battle of the Little Bighorn. This tale takes us back to the summer of 1876, a time when the frontier was still an unexplored wilderness, and the plains were home to the Native American tribes. In those days, the Plains Indians, including the Sioux, Cheyenne, and Arapaho, roamed freely, living in harmony with the land and its creatures. But their way of life was threatened by the westward expansion of the United States, with settlers encroaching upon their ancestral territories and the promise of gold luring people from all corners of the world. The tribes, led by their courageous leaders, such as Chief Sitting Bull and Chief Crazy Horse, saw their survival hanging in the balance. They knew they must stand united against the forces that sought to upend their way of life. Meanwhile, the U.S. government, under the command of General George Armstrong Custer, sought to assert its authority and control over the Native Americans. The government's intentions were far from peaceful, and a clash between the two sides was inevitable. As the sun rose on the morning of June 25, 1876, the destiny of two worlds collided on the banks of the Little Bighorn River. The armies of the Plains Indians, numbering in the thousands, prepared to defend their lands and their freedom. Across the river, General Custer led a contingent of soldiers, confident in their might and their cause. Among the brave souls on the battlefield was a young Lakota warrior named Red Hawk. He had been taught from a young age the ways of his people, the reverence for nature, and the importance of preserving their ancestral lands. As he stood beside his fellow warriors, a sense of duty and determination filled his heart. The battle commenced with a thunderous roar as the warriors on horseback charged forward, their war cries echoing through the prairie. The earth trembled beneath their galloping steeds, and the spirits of their ancestors seemed to ride with them. Red Hawk fought with all his strength and courage, his heart ablaze with the spirit of his people. Amidst the chaos of battle, he saw the bravery of his fellow warriors, and together they formed a bond that transcended words. The soldiers under General Custer's command fought valiantly, but they were outnumbered and overwhelmed by the sheer force of the Plains Indians' attack. As the battle raged on, it became evident that the outcome was not in the soldiers' favor. As the sun reached its zenith, the fate of the battle was sealed. The Native American warriors' perseverance and unity proved victorious, and the U.S. forces suffered a devastating defeat. General Custer and many of his men were tragically lost that day, forever immortalized as the Custer's last stand. In the aftermath of the Battle of the Little Bighorn, the Plains Indians celebrated their hard-won victory. They had defended their lands and their way of life against overwhelming odds. However, the triumph came at a great cost, for both sides lost many brave souls that day. The battle's impact reverberated throughout the nation. It intensified the government's resolve to subdue the Native American tribes, leading to a series of subsequent conflicts and broken treaties. The Native Americans' way of life faced ever-increasing challenges, and the plains became forever transformed. As the years passed, Red Hawk and the other warriors of the Little Bighorn faced further trials and tribulations. They witnessed their lands being taken away, their sacred traditions trampled upon, and their people forced onto reservations. Yet, their spirit endured, and the memory of their brave stand at the Little Bighorn lived on. As we lay down to sleep, let us remember the tale of the Battle of the Little Bighorn. It teaches us the importance of courage, unity, and the preservation of one's heritage and land. May we carry the spirit of Red Hawk and his people in our hearts, cherishing the importance of respecting and preserving the diverse cultures and histories that make up the tapestry of humanity. And as we close our eyes and drift off to sleep, let us embrace the serenity of the plains, where the spirits of the brave warriors roam free under the vast expanse of the starlit sky. Sleep well, dear dreamer, and may the lessons of history guide us towards a future of understanding and respect for all.